Whoops. There we go. All right. What up, peeps? How's everybody doing tonight? Wait, let me move my stream over. There we go. What's going on, everybody? How is everyone doing? If you want to join the call, there's the link. It's also in the description if you guys want to hop in. We're going to get started here in just a sec. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. But we're here and we're going to have a good time like we do every Thursday. Also, just so you guys know, kind of in a predicament right now. So like, I'm not at the point in my life where I want to like live by myself. I like having a roommate. I don't have a wife. I don't have a fiance. Shoot, I don't even have a girlfriend. And living by yourself can, like, I don't know, it's just not for me, right? Not unless like I did it when I was in Jacksonville, and it's super boring living by yourself. Like, I don't know. I'm a very sociable person, so I have to be around people almost constantly if I can. But anyways, with Corona going on, the guy that I was trying to move in with was kind of struggling because of coronavirus. And my lease is up on the house that I'm currently in, which kind of sucks. So I might have to actually move into my office for like 2 weeks to a month, but I guess we'll see. I'm just like, I'm not going to pay because they have like, you can do the month to month at my current house, but like their month to month rates are ridiculous. And I'm kind of a cheapskate sometimes. Like, I'm not going to spend that extra money if I don't have to. And I have everything I really need at my office. So if I gotta live here for 2 weeks to a month, I'll live here for 2 weeks to a month until he can afford to get a place. But it kind of sucks. I told him, I was like, TJ, no, dude, I need you to get your stuff together so that way we can get a place. I don't want to have to live in my office, obviously, if I don't have to. But it's all good, guys. You live and you learn, and you find solutions. That's all we can do, right? But do me a favor, guys, if you're just now hopping in, hit the thumbs up button right below the video just so it can help the performance of the video and show other entrepreneurs and marketers just like you the greatest content on earth for digital marketing. I think we have another student about to sign up for the Done With You agency. I think things are starting to finally pick back up. We've had a couple Done With You agency sales. School sales are starting to go back up again, so that's good. Because shit, man, I don't like not making money. Corona's been hurting me, man. And we're starting to reach back out to businesses again. So, you know, people are starting to get their feet back up under them and stuff. So we're really excited about that, man. I'm just ready to get some more clients on board, get some more students in the door. It's going to be a good rest of the year. I think we all learned some valuable lessons from Corona. And I think that it even weeded out some of those guys who say they want to start an agency but really just didn't have the commitment. They found out over the last month whether they were really, truly cut out to be in entrepreneurship or not. Almost 2 months, actually. Imran Ali. I will go into that in just a second, man. I will make sure to come back to your question, I promise. Has anybody had any good stuff going on? Any good news? Any wins? Anybody land any deals? Or just any cool information that you feel like you guys want to share with everybody here? Because I'm always interested to hear somebody who's made a sale. It's always interesting is the wrong word. It's just like something you celebrate. Fine, quit asking so much. No, I'm kidding. All right, guys, so I guess since we are having a little bit of a slow start here, we'll just go ahead and start fielding some questions. If you are in the chat, or if you are on the live, say hello as well. That also helps, so that way I can get to know you guys a little bit better. at Alan123. Oh, okay. That was the first person who commented. Oh, man. Why am I getting like this sore? I got some good news. White labeling my dealership services, and a guy just locked in a client. Good margins, too. So was that for like the CRM setup that you're doing? I think that's Nate. I'm pretty sure that's Nate. Is that for the CRM setup you're doing, or is that for like you're actually selling them a marketing package? And again, guys, just in case you missed it earlier, there's the link for the Zoom call. If you guys want to hop on the Zoom call, all you have to do is click that link. It is absolutely free. Captain Caveman, what's going on? Mar Reason, how's it going? Mar, you haven't been on in a while, I feel like. Or maybe I'm tripping. All right, does anybody in the Zoom call have a question that they'd like to ask or something they'd like to discuss? If so, just leave me a ping in the chat and let me know you have a question, and I'll call on you next. Landed a couple of clients that want to start doing more social media marketing for their restaurants. Thomas Soto TV. I figured it out. Thomas, that's awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Always good to land some new clients. What are some of the considerations to have when working with international clients, laws, currency, payments? Chris, I'll come back to that question as well in a sec. And again, guys, we're just saying hello. If you have any wins, if you've landed any clients, or if you just have any good news for things that you guys are working on, please feel free to leave it in the chat. We like to celebrate together, make everybody happy, build everybody up, because that's awesome, man. Thomas, what was the way that how did you reach out to land those restaurants? I'm sure everybody would love to hear how you actually landed that deal. Nate, what did you do to land your auto dealership client? And Nate, you better hop on the Zoom call, because that way you can just tell people and you don't have to type it. Does anybody, I guess nobody over here has a question, so I'll go over to the questions over here. Would you kindly share some thoughts on how to get leads through Facebook ads? Create top of funnel ads, target business owners in your area with a lead magnet. Like, do not, if you're asking me this question, it's because you're overcomplicating it, and I don't want you to overcomplicate it, right? Everybody's like, well, how do I get leads off Facebook ads? How would you get leads for a dentist that you're going to work for on Facebook? How would you do it for an e-com store, right? Whenever you're building leads, and especially from cold traffic or from cold ads, you have to start off with more of a captivating style ad, right? Something where top of funnel, it's going to catch a broad market with a specific problem or issue, right? The broad market being business owners, the specific issue being not getting the results that they're looking for with their online marketing, with their sales, with their revenue, whatever it is that they might need help with, all right? So all we're trying to do is, if I'm trying to talk to a business owner, we want to outline the problems that that business owner might be having, right? So not generating enough revenue, not enough foot traffic, not low customer retention, low average order value, all of those issues. And those are like direct issues to their campaign. Let's look outside of that. They want to add more people to their team. They need to hire a new person inside of their business, but they don't have the money to. This is an issue that you are going to be able to overcome with marketing, right? So there's all kinds of issues, and that's really what we're trying to drill down on, right? So top of funnel, we create an ad, and we actually create several different ads that target different intents, right? It's called user intent or search intent or purchasing intent. What is the intent of the person? Why do they need it? So we're creating a very specific message that goes to that one person, right? And we create different messages all at the top of funnel level that drive people who have a specific interest or who resonate with that ad, and we drive them through to the middle of funnel, where the middle of funnel is where we're asking them to set an appointment, or maybe we're giving them a download so we can remarket to them with email later. Now we've got their interest because we built interest up here, we provided some information or some value up front. We come down a little bit further, we provide more information, testimonials, authority, more free value. And then once we work down to the bottom, you can say something along the lines of, hey, if you set up an appointment within the next, if you set up an appointment within the next 2 weeks and you sign with us, we'll waive all of your setup fees for the first month. You know, that's that offer that can entice people who have been going through your funnel but haven't contacted you yet, right? And that's all you're really doing with any ad campaign, guys. That's the beauty of digital marketing, guys. When you really understand what each facet of digital marketing does and how it relates to the other facets of digital marketing, you understand that it's really the same process no matter whether it's your own marketing agency or any of the types of clients you're working with. So it's a good question, but also don't overcomplicate it. A lot of you guys overcomplicate those things instead of just saying, okay, well, what happens to me? How do I get in those funnels, right? I usually start off by seeing an ad. And then from there, I find out some information. I do some research. From there, I start to see some testimonials and but this is literally the buyer journey like 90 to 95% of the time. The only time it's really not is on impulse purchases. They don't give a shit about a review. It's $5. They're going to buy it now. They don't have to go through the buyer journey. Their buyer journey is 5 seconds. It's, holy shit, I want that. Click buy. That's it. Versus us, we have to take them through an entire journey unless they're already looking, which is not the majority of the people you're going to be talking to. If they're already looking, it's easy, right? They know they need marketing. They're coming to you. That's an easy sale. When you're going out, which is outbound marketing, that's inbound marketing, right? When they come to you, that's inbound marketing. Outbound is me going out to them and trying to bring them into me, right? And that's a lot harder to do. So just keep that in mind, guys. You're cultivating leads. Who here, I want to see a show of hands if you got your video on, or if you're in the chat, just say, I've heard of it before. But who's heard of lead nurturing before? Are you guys familiar with lead nurturing? If you're in the video, raise your hand and just give me a little indication that you've heard of that before. If not, then that's definitely something that you need to be familiar with in any type of marketing that you do, unless you're only building websites, because that has nothing really to do with lead nurturing. But every other form of marketing is a way to nurture your leads. Right? And even the website is still part of the lead nurturing process, because at the end of the day, we want them to end up at the website so that way they buy, right? But if you haven't heard of lead nurturing, because I saw some people who didn't have their hands up, lead nurturing is the process of like holding hands with a potential customer and walking them through the process, right? So let's just go on a little walk here. If Jordan was trying to sell you Digital Marketing School 2.0, I would come over here and say, come on, buddy, let's go look at what digital marketing is. We're going to walk forward a little bit. Now we're going to talk about why this is a great opportunity. All right, we're going to walk forward a little bit, and that's literally all lead nurturing is. You're walking them through the process of understanding why they should buy from you and why your product is better than competitors. That's literally all you're doing. Ronnie, I saw you had a question. You put the thing in the chat first, so I'm gonna give it to you, and then Umair, I'm gonna come over to you. Guys, just so you know, I do prioritize the questions by people who are in the live chat. So if you want to make sure you get answered, definitely join this live chat over here. It is free to join. Again, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. But these guys who have questions first over here, these are the guys I'm gonna focus the most on, just because again, it makes the live experience a little bit more fun. But Ronnie, go ahead and unmute your mic and you can ask your question.
Hi, my name is Ronnie. I'm 22 years old. I'm 4 years in USA. I'm doing social media marketing agency and start, and now my partner is QB Motion brand. So we are still the animation services like GIFs, animation stories and stuff. So my partner goes to big entrepreneurs and someone who has like a popular entrepreneur. We're going like direct and send message. We can create your video, and so our brand is now growing, and my team is it's my country. It's Iran. So I hire and I have a team in my Iran. I get money. So customers send money to my account, and I'm take percentage and send my countries from Bitcoin. So I have a question about the taxes, and I have another question about landing pages. I just want to know about.
All right, so I'm gonna do this for you. Number one, don't even bother with the question on taxes, because as far as that's concerned, number one, I'm not an accountant. Number two, you're doing something I've never done before, as far as like taking in funds in the U.S., then transferring out funds and paying to Iran. What I would say is it's probably very similar to a contractor situation, but I'm not the best person to ask on how the taxes portion of that's going to work out. You need to talk to an accountant to work that out. Okay?
Okay, but I have more question about the landing pages.
Sure.
Like
yeah, we can go into that.
Yeah, I have. I'm selling landing pages. So I'm starting. So I try and practicing landing page for consultant. So I can use the mailer lead. It's a $15 amount, and ClickFunnels is minimum $97 amount. So you can create the landing page from mailer lead too. But the ClickFunnels it's like better or easier or beautifuler.
Right.
So I just want to make if I get the customer, should I tell like, okay, I make from ClickFunnels, so get me like 100, so I make from mailer lead, get me like 50. So from that, and
Here's what you should do. I think I know what you're going to say, just because this question's kind of dragging out and I want to keep this moving along. Biggest thing is, man, if you're going to build the landing pages for a client, you need to charge them up front per month. Just include that in your cost. So if you're going to manage the page for them and your management fee is $500 a month, make sure that it considers the cost of whatever platform you decide to go with, right? Because if it costs, like you said, $97 a month to use ClickFunnels, and you're charging them $500 for management, outside of any other work or labor or software that you might have to use, you still have to take out $97 from that $500. Does that make sense? But you're essentially passing the cost on to them.
Okay. So, like, all right. So I just starting this business, like how to make online businesses in my country, And I just joined the ClickFunnels. I don't know the people know about the ClickFunnels, and yeah, if ClickFunnels is good, you recommend it.
Yes, I recommend ClickFunnels. That's what I would go with. That's what I use every day, and with all of my clients as well.
So sell books for them, like sell their books for them, or just affiliate, like somebody use the ClickFunnels, which part of ClickFunnels is good for business for us?
Just building the ClickFunnels pages. The affiliate thing is something separate.
So can we like...
I'm sorry, Ronnie, not to be mean or rude or anything. I actually got to cut you off here, and I'm going to let some other people ask some questions too, okay? But we'll come back to you if we have time at the end. Sound good?
Yep. Thanks so much.
Yep, sure. Not a problem. All right, let me see. Umair had a question. Hello, I'm 15 and I wanted to start my own SMMA. I've been trying Facebook ads and even going door to door for 2 months before the lockdown. How do I land my first client in these conditions? I live in London, by the way. Umair. All right, so the biggest thing is, if we want to talk about this, have you seen it? Actually, I'm going to give you a suggestion first, and I'm only because this is a long conversation. Number one, I would recommend getting in my MAP mentorship group. That's in the description below. It's $10 a month, but we have, like in the last 2 weeks, we did a lot of training on landing clients on Facebook, LinkedIn, stuff like that. My YouTube channel, like a month ago, not even a month ago, we uploaded a video on the process to landing clients. It goes through a lot of that stuff as well. The big issue though, dude, is the fact that coronavirus has hurt a lot of people financially, with just everything in their business. And so people are much less likely to buy right now. The other thing that I always say to people is, you guys have to understand that it is about a numbers game. So yeah, you may have reached out to people, but were you talking to 30 to 50 businesses a day? Because if you weren't talking to at least 200 to 250 businesses per week, you're not going to hit the numbers that you need to hit. And that's from cold traffic, right? If you have qualified leads coming in, if you have inbound traffic coming in that's already qualified, completely different. But if you're going out cold and you're calling people, seeing businesses, shit like that, emails, you have to reach out to 200 to 250 businesses a week to start seeing true results. It is a numbers game. Like, people, believe me, I'm trying to help you. It is a numbers game. The more freaking people you talk to, the more likely you are to land a client. It is as simple as that. And if you can do 30 to 50 businesses per day cold outreach, and then 20 to 30 follow-ups from the previous day, right? So day one, I'm reaching out to 30 to 50 new businesses, right? Day two, I'm going to call 20 of those businesses that I called yesterday, either ones that I had conversations with, ones that didn't answer, anything, right? Day three, I'm going to call 30 to 50 new businesses, but I'm also going to have that whole list of the first 2 days of people that I need to be following up with, right? Day four, 30 to 50 new ones, follow up with all of the previous 3 days. Day five, and it repeats over and over and over and over again. That's how you build a sales funnel for your agency in the beginning that's going to land you deals. But I'm telling you now, if you guys are going around, you say, oh, I talked to 10 businesses today, they all told me no. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. You didn't hit your numbers. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. And not to mention the other side of this is people come in, and I'm not trying to make you feel bad, guys. I want you to understand the reality, okay? The reality is different from this fluffy cloud that that parents have built in our fucking society these days. It is actually difficult to do, meaning you have to actually try. Like, people want shit handed to them, right? You have to go and work, and put other shit aside. Really, the question that you have to really be able to answer for yourself as an entrepreneur is, how bad do you actually want what you say you want? Because everybody says, oh yeah, I want to be successful. Cool. So does everybody else on this call right now. Are you one of those people that says, all right, I want to be successful, but I'm also going to fucking work my ass off. I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to go to parties. I'm not going to hang out with friends. I'm not going to worry about women or men if you're a female, whatever. You're going to take care of you. You're going to take care of your business and get shit done, right? And so that's, oh, whoops. Who am I muting? You and you. All right. But that's the thing, guys. That's why it's so important to understand your numbers mean everything in sales in the beginning. And the other point that I was trying to make is, you guys are brand new. Look, there is a difference between being able to be popular or communicate with your friends and being able to convince someone to spend a few $1,000s a month with you. There's a big difference. Knowing how to talk to people does not make you a good salesperson, okay? There is a process. There is a methodology. There are specific words you should say, specific questions you should ask to make sure that you're covering all your bases and that you're also convincing them that you are the best option for their business. That's what every business owner is looking at you guys for. When you come into their office, you're asking them to make an investment. People don't see marketing as a necessity. They see it as an investment. And you have to understand the difference there. A necessity is, I need electricity and internet in my office, because otherwise there's no point in having an office. That's a necessity. So you don't see like electric companies going out there selling shit because people need it. It is a necessity. But you do see people like us out there going to find customers to convince them to buy, right? And even though we know they need marketing, even though we know to grow a business, to get sales, you need marketing, they still do not see it as a necessity. They see it as an investment, and that's a big thing you have to be able to overcome. You have to make that business owner realize this investment is going to bring you a massive return, but you have to invest, right? Let me see. What platform do you use to build out your Facebook ads campaign map? Is it a software? Are you just talking about like the visual that I created, Nate?
Yeah, like the visual that's in the.
You can use something like Whimsical, Lucid Chart. I prefer Whimsical. We recently.
Yeah, I use Whimsical. It's actually very useful.
Sorry. Hey guys, just so y'all know, that scared the shit out of me. Just so y'all know, for those of you who are brand new,
I do apologize.
Stefan, hold on, bro. Guys, hold on. Do me a favor. Just so you know the rules. All right. I'll call on you if I need you to unmute the mic. Otherwise, it'll be 45 people in here unmuting and screaming out of nowhere, and that's just terrible for these live calls. So sorry about that. I always forget to go over the rules in the beginning. If you guys are brand new, welcome to the Zoom call. Just do me a favor. I'll call on you to unmute your mic, just so that way we don't get any feedback or anything that just doesn't make sense to go out. But sorry about that, guys. I should have told you all the rules.
Yeah, you didn't make the rules clear there, mate.
Well, we got them now, so thank you. Yeah, but Whimsical is a great platform, and I believe, I'm not sure if they're still free. I know when they first came out, it was free. And you could use it however you wanted to. But I think they actually have a paid platform now. I think they finally released their paid version. Umair, I use Facebook groups to expose my business. I do not use ad campaigns for exposure of my business. I go door to door. I did 300 a week. I went to local markets, and I cold messaged on Instagram. And the other issue that you are personally going to have, Umair, just so you know, is you're 15. And as much as that sucks to say, it's just the truth. It's the reality of the situation. What I would suggest is just a couple of little things. You might already be doing it, but go in a suit. Like a 15-year-old in a suit and a briefcase, I'm going to listen to what that little kid has to say because he's actually taking that shit seriously. Kid walks up to me in flip-flops, a t-shirt, and some khakis, I'm probably not going to talk to that kid, right? So the biggest thing that you have to understand is it's going to be difficult for you no matter what you do because of the fact that you're 15 until you get some proven results. So if you can, try to find some people that you can use to build testimonials with and to get some traction behind your agency that people can trust. Nate, yeah, why don't you talk to them about how you got your dealership client really quick?
Yeah, guys, what's up? So I hope you guys are all doing well. So pretty basic strategy. Like I have a client that I have in the dealer space that we've started out on kind of a test trial, 1 month thing, and then it budded into the last 9 months of continuing to keep the services running. With that, I've taken what I've learned and systemized it, and I want to offer it to other dealerships, but also I know there's a lot of marketers that have the ability to talk to automotive dealerships. So I'm starting out with a white label version of what I do. So basically, I just took a case study from the system that I've created over the last 8 months. I took a 3-month case study that just showed like how much reach has the dealer's inventory got, how many leads have we got overall, how many sales that's converted into, and I posted that. Somebody in a Facebook group asked about a guy that knows automotive strategies, and a peer of mine tagged me in it. I posted the case study in the comments with just a little bit about the services I could do, which led into a conversation where I found out that this guy had a very qualified client, and he asked me what services we could fulfill, and I kind of put together a couple different package options, and he took it to the client and closed it, and so now we've kind of worked that out just to do a very base intro service offering. So Facebook groups, basically.
Word. So that method I taught you the other day, essentially.
Precisely.
So I'm saying, and he learned it in my $10 mentorship group, guys, just so you know. He's also in my course too, but Nate's going to be killing it here soon. By the way, Nate, in the Digital Marketing School private group, make sure you tag a post in there and tag Derek Bumper or Derek Sells. It's DERIC. But it's either Derek Bumper or Derek Sells. He has 2 Facebook profiles. He's one of my first students to ever go through, but he's doing really, really well in the automotive industry. You guys might be able to work something out there.
Yeah, I've heard of him actually. I didn't realize that you and him were connected. So
yeah, he was one of my first group, one of the first group of people to come through the program. But yeah, he's huge in the automotive industry, and I know he's killing it right now. So yeah, I'd reach out to him if I were you. Let me see here. What would be the best products to begin investing into for my business? When you say products, what do you mean? Like software or Nigel? You can feel free to unmute your mic, man. I'm not sure what you mean.
Yeah, currently running a business and they sell sex dolls and like butt plugs and stuff.
Wait, what? Okay.
Can you drop the link in the chat? Because I'll be interested in some of those products.
I have no clue what this kid's talking about. I think he's just fucking around. Okay. Well, that's cool. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna go over to the YouTube chat. He said something about butt plugs and dildos. Where was the next question? Sicily, Italy announced that they'll cover costs of traveling, air, hotel, etc. to attract more tourists. Yeah, what? I'll go to Italy. They'll cover costs of traveling, air, hotel to attract more tourists. Yo, I'm about to go to Italy. Took your advice, got my first client in Augusta, Georgia, and then they want SEO, which I don't know how to do. Hunter, I can do the SEO part for you if you like. But he also asked, question, doesn't SEO make more sense because people go to Google when they want to look for dentists, restaurants, etc., rather than Facebook? No. And that is exactly right. This is why I tell people all the time, like, people who start doing the digital marketing thing, or really the social media marketing thing, they get into it and because they bought a program through Facebook ads, they think Facebook ads is really like the best of all time. Guys, it depends on the business you're working with. Most local businesses that service a local community, they need SEO. Not most. All businesses that service a local community should be working on SEO. It is by far one of the best services to sell because organic ranking over the long run provides you a better return on investment. But SEO is not the only way to show up on Google search results. You also have pay-per-click, which is where you can pay to instantaneously rank at the top, or at least on the first page. Yeah, SEO is a great service to offer, but PPC is just as good too. What's the meeting ID? You shouldn't need a meeting ID. Alan, are you in the call, Alan? Okay. Best website builder for agencies. I have really started to like Duda. There's WordPress, and really those are the only two that I think I could personally suggest. High-level websites keep getting better. I know they are a bit behind on set function, though. I wouldn't, Nate. I'd stay away. Dude, nah. Yeah. Like, when I saw that the other day, the whole websites page, and I started looking into it, like, the templates look halfway decent, but to be honest, what you really have to be concerned with is where they're hosting their website server. Like, or who they're partnering with to provide, because the server is also, it has a lot to do with your performance. Has to do with uptime, has to do with load time, just general usage. So yeah, just, if you're going to build websites, not that you can't, I just personally would not do that. Especially since Duda is so cheap to use as an agency owner. Like, I think you can get 5 websites on it for like $30-$40 a month. And you can charge clients $200 a month just for management. So if you get 5 clients on there, that's $1,000 a month just for management. And you've got 5 websites filled out. So lost 5 clients recently, quite bummed, but thank goodness my essential businesses, roofer, and 2 heating AC companies in 2 areas. Yep. That's what I was telling people too. Those essential businesses like roofing, AC, people where they're going to keep working because people are not going to go without AC or plumbing or whatever. Those are good industries. All right, let's see. With plans of operating in my local area, real estate niche, how can make unique ads and audiences for each agent in a localized area, I would think a lot of the businesses would overlap. How can I add new clients without hurting my existing clients' conversion and engagement rates? Here's the thing, you can't. When you're dealing with an industry, you, especially like real estate agents, where they're pretty broad, right? Like a real estate agent will cover friggin' 50 square miles, right? Because that's just where they sell houses at. With a real estate agent, those are one of the types of businesses where you kind of have to say, okay, well, I'm going to take a real estate agent. Like for me, what I would do a real estate agent in the north region of Georgia. I would ask them what their market is, what cities or counties they're selling homes in, and I wouldn't take another client that sold in those same areas, because you're just competing with yourself at that point. You're literally hurting yourself because you're taking the same leads or the same audiences of people and you're sending them out to, or you're sending those ads to the same people, but it's for two different real estate agents. So typically what people do is they don't take on clients that are in the same geographical area. For example, if you had a dentist and 5 miles down the road from that dentist, another dentist wanted you to sign with them, or wanted to sign up with you, you wouldn't take that dentist. And again, it's because you're going to be competing with yourself creating ads. You would want to go outside of that range, right? So usually with a dentist, if you can go 10 to 15 miles away from that dentist, you're usually fine, because most people go to the dentist that's in a pretty close proximity to where they live. But yeah, that's my advice. You don't want to actually overlap ad campaigns and audiences like that. Yes, I'm actually literally... Nate. I'm literally building one right now for a webinar we're hosting. It's decent. That was loud as shit. I still prefer ClickFunnels. Where? Oh, that's why. Yeah, I still prefer ClickFunnels. I think it works better, but it's kind of up to each individual person, I think. But I mean, it does the job. Like if you didn't want to pay for a landing page builder, I mean, you can integrate the Facebook pixel into it just like you can on ClickFunnels. You integrate Google Analytics with it. So, I mean, it's just as good of a builder. Now, the design and the functionality of it is not as great, but it does the job that you need to get done. And you can actually custom develop it too. So if you have a developer, you can send them access to go high level and you can have them custom design a web page. For client audits, have you found a localizer, a placement? No, I have not. I don't think we're going to, and I think it's because of adjustments that Facebook made with how apps integrate basically the API connection between localizer and Facebook. I don't think that those two things are allowed to connect anymore because of the fact that it was pulling out. I think it was because it was pulling out sensitive data. I'm not 100% sure why, but we looked into it a while ago, and I tasked a software developer to figure out a solution to create that, and we couldn't figure out an affordable but also effective solution. So I wasn't able to build one for you guys, but currently there is no replacement for Localizer, unfortunately. But here's the thing, guys. If you want to be completely honest with my audits, I've stopped adding in all that information because of the fact that it's kind of irrelevant. Like, unless you're just sending these out cold and you have a way to kind of like duplicate them over and over and over again really quickly, there's really no point to do it. An audit is fine. I'm not saying stop doing audits, because audits do help you sell. But the whole Facebook page analysis, dude, it's kind of horseshit anyways, because now you can't just post on Facebook. That audit, all it told you was, go post on Facebook once a day. If you're not, your page is doing bad, which is horseshit. It is, because that's not how Facebook works anymore. Facebook relies heavily on people spending on advertising, unless you already have an organic audience that causes a lot of engagement already. So in my opinion, Kashif. Terry said, Kashif, do you love, laugh, love? He is a pretty happy dude. I can't deny that. Every time I come in here, he's always pretty happy, pretty motivated. So, let me see here. What is the next one? For client. Oh, nope, that one. How can I call with client without cold calling? What? How can I call a client without cold calling? You can't. You can try messenger campaigns and emails, but if you can't speak, if you don't have the greatest either accent or grasp of the English language, here's what I recommend doing. Find a VA in the Philippines and have them do it for you.
Shut the fuck up.
Alright, yo. How do I kick this little faggot out? Where is he? How are people so bored? Like, how are you this bored? This is what you do. Okay. Well, some people. Well, that's too bad. What's up, Kashif?
Alright, I was asking a question, but I don't know if you kicked over it.
Oh, I see that.
Well, I'm unmuted now. I just went over the campaign building last night, so that's why I was asking that question. Well, not the first question. The first question.
When you say go after a certain sex or race, like, you mean
Like a business that mainly deals with females or mainly deals with.
Yeah, but are you talking about like on Facebook or just like reaching out to them to try to do their marketing?
Like reaching out to them to try to do their marketing. Like if there's a business that just deals with males.
No, that makes it super easy because you know exactly who you're targeting, right? And when I'm building out my middle funnel for each ad, is it better to make a lead page and use Messenger bot to get them into an email funnel, or just use a lead page to get them into the email funnel? So if I were you, that little method that you saw me use a while ago, it was more of an experimental method, and it actually worked. I was surprised at how well it worked, but it's not what you're going to want to do for most local businesses. So what I would say is in your middle of funnel, your middle of funnel, either just do lead ads through Facebook or direct them to a landing page to collect the email. Really, the more important thing is, like, it depends on what type of client you're working with. So for example, if I'm talking about a dentist or an attorney, you're going to want to actually have them fill out a form, right? More of a qualification form rather than a submit your email and we'll send you a download. Depending on what stage of the funnel you're at. Middle of the funnel, though, usually at this point, we're trying to get them to set that appointment, right? So that's why, you're not trying to capture the email necessarily at this point. You are inadvertently, but really what you're trying to do is get the appointment so that way you can have a call with them later. All right. Also, let me make one thing very clear, Kashif, just because a lot of people mess this up. As you move through a funnel, guys, no, I'm not going to draw it. As you move through a funnel, your numbers get smaller, right? So from top to middle to bottom, larger number, smaller number, right? It always decreases. So actually, I'm gonna do this just so you guys can see, because this is super important when you're building ad campaigns. All right, now if this is my funnel. Oh wait, I'm not sharing my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay, now you can see it. All right, if this is my funnel, and let's say I'm doing marketing for a local business, and the audience size, total audience size for this doctor is 30,000 people. Okay? The total audience size is 30,000. Our budget is letting us reach, let's just say, 500 a day times 30. And it's 15, yeah, 15,000. Look at that, I actually did some math right in my head. All right, so 15,000 is our total reach for the month at our top of funnel. From here, let's say that we can get 10%. And that's actually really big. It's a huge number, just so you know. If these are the impressions, so actually, let me just make this a little bit more realistic, because, yeah, that is kind of wrong. Your numbers here would actually be something like, I don't know, let's just say 400. From here to here, we have, out of this 400, we have, 50 people. All right, so what's the issue? Does anybody know the issue that we're going to run into with Facebook ads? I'll bet Nate might understand it if he's still in here. I don't think he is. Anybody know what the issue might be with these numbers? So the issue is that you're narrowing your audience down too small. And the more ads you put into a campaign, Kashif, the more you're going to narrow that audience down. So if you remember on the campaign map, you saw those top of funnel ads, right? And then in middle of funnel, it was like, if they view this ad, send them this ad. If they view this ad, send them this ad. If they interacted with this ad. You're taking all of those people and narrowing it down so thin, right? And so what happens is you have an ad that's going out and only 6 people see it because you've eliminated everybody else from your audience because you went too specific, okay? So that is one thing you have to be cautious of when building ad campaigns is you don't want, if you get to the point where you're saying, I'm really going to have a qualified person, like somebody is like, this is the exact customer we need right here, because that's not how all of your sales happen. And again, you're going to eliminate people that could have bought later on. So just be careful. The point I'm trying to make is when you're building your audiences, be careful not to narrow it down too far to where you can't run your ads because there's no audience to send them to. Make sense? Okay. Let me see. I think we had. That's enough of that. Whew, boy. I would say it's the last time I'm going to do a Zoom call, but it's not. I'm just going to figure out who this kid is and block his IP later. Some people just have no lives, man. I bet you I know what happened. This kid probably sucks so bad at everything he does that this is what he has to fulfill his time with. He's also probably broke, lives with mom, probably doesn't have a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever his preference is. It's okay. I don't know. Maybe I just never understood the whole trolling thing. Like, or maybe I just have better stuff to do with my life. I don't know, man. Trolling is... All right, let me get back to these questions. Same guy that was mad he couldn't answer all the questions. Yo, I gotta go get groceries with the girlfriend. Take it easy. Ah, okay. Yeah, he got all butthurt when I told him to shut up. So That's probably what happened there. So I recently started a company selling rabbits to people with cerebral palsy. What advice would you give to help boost my sales? Jesus. Oh, man. That's a good question. I honestly do not have something off the top of my head that I could tell you. And I would need to look more at things like your website, like... Alan, I'm not talking about you. You're at least trying. He's sitting on here just blowing into a mic. There's a big difference. I was broke and living in my mom's, not basement, but living back in my mom's house when I started all this. Like, you have to start somewhere. He's in a different boat because clearly he has no friends. As far as the rabbit sales are concerned, though, I really can't give you just any specific advice, number one, because I don't know anything about the audience with I know what cerebral palsy is. I don't know anything about that market and how to sell products to that market. I also don't know anything about your branding, your website, your current marketing campaigns, what you have in place. So I'd need to hear a little bit more information. Hey, Terry, why don't you go ahead and unmute your mic a little bit and give me a little bit more info? You still there? You there? I am muted you. Terry? I think he's typing. Terry, we can hear you. Terry, just start talking. Okay, never mind. Well, it looks like Dennis Taylor has some information for you. Okay, I'm going to go on to another question for now. Because, yeah, I wish I could help you. I have no clue how to help that specific product. That's a unique situation. I look so smart. Thanks. Oh my god. Any suggestions for external sources to receive demographic data for better targeting? No. Unless you're willing to spend a lot of money. And the reason why is because that's what data collection companies do. They take that data and they sell it to marketing companies like ours, so that way you can use that data to build better campaigns. They sell it to politicians so they know how to understand voting trends, and it is expensive as hell. Like, I remember when I was in Jacksonville, we had a company that we partnered with exactly for that, and I think for the 16 sales reps that we had, I think they were spending around $25,000 a month, which is ridiculous, so that way we could access a database of information. That was pretty much it. It's super expensive. Target people who searched for docs that specialize in it. So that, yeah, and if you're looking for targeting issues as far as audiences are concerned, I would say, yeah, target people who have built cerebral palsy pages or brands, or doctors that have large brands or that are geared towards cerebral palsy. Use those to build out your top of funnel audiences, right? Build out some cool videos of the rabbits and the customers that you've had and how it's helped them, or how it's, put them in a better mood, whatever it may be. And then just remarket to people who engage with those videos or who view a specific amount of those videos. Yep, Facebook groups in support of cerebral palsy would also be a massive way to do that. The only issue there is you can't just go in there and say, hey, I'm selling rabbits. Like, those types of groups, they're conversational, right? So post a funny meme or post a funny topic up front, and then come back and answer people's questions, start conversations. start a DM conversation once you get them, you know, to either comment or like the post or whatever. Reach out to them personally in their DM and let them know what you're doing. But don't just go and don't reach out to them in their DM and say, hey, by the way, I'm selling rabbits. Again, terrible sales technique. The proper sales technique is to continue that conversation you were having when you were over on the in the group, right? So, you know, how has your journey been dealing with your child with cerebral palsy? What have been some of the struggles this last year? Has Corona affected your ability to take care of your child properly? Or, you know, whatever. But be conversational, then lead into that, right? Find an issue that they might be having, discuss the issue, and then say, hey, you know, if you're interested, I've been working with a lot of cerebral palsy patients in the past, and we've been selling rabbits to people who have cerebral palsy. You know, you're probably going to need more of a direct approach. I don't see like traditional digital marketing strategies being a huge benefit just yet. I mean, unless that's just a massive trend already, but you have a very limited market and a very, very, very niche style of business. So that's difficult. It's going to take some thought for sure. When you put the view content pixel on the product page, does Facebook show the ads to look-alike people on its own? Or do you... No, you have to create the look-alike audiences, create an ad, and set the audiences in the ad. All the view content pixel does is it optimizes it for people who... It optimizes your ad for people who viewed that page, right? So people who view that page, they have at least expressed some interest in that product. Right? So what view content does is it says, okay, we're going to start showing these ads to more people who are likely to do that exact same or take that exact same action to get over to the that product page. Make sense? My wife passed away from cerebral palsy 4 years ago, so I'm grateful to the work you're doing, Terry. Dennis, I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, you two should definitely talk. I'm sure you two could probably come up with something unique. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gents, we are at 8:30 for tonight, so I'm going to call it. I'm sorry that you guys had to deal with some really sad people, like really sad people. Like it's honestly, it's I don't get it, man. I feel bad for those people, but I also don't. Like, you can burn if you want. Like, I really don't care. But it's just like, dude, try to mature. Try to be mature. If you see 20 people sitting on a live call, I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here for now. Like Grant Cardone, I got fish. That's pretty fucked up. I'm not going to speak on that. All right, guys, so again, I'm going to get out of here, but before we do, just do me one quick favor. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button on the video on YouTube, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you guys are looking for any information about any of my programs, we have a $7 program for beginners, for people who are questioning whether they should start or if I'm the right teacher for them, right?
Invest in 2 butt plugs now.
Wow, okay.
Invest.
Like, dude, seriously. I don't understand why people are so bored. But hey, anyways, if you want, we have a $7 program right below. It is the beginner program, and it's for people who are questioning whether they want to start an agency or whether they want to go with me. We have our $10 mentorship program. That is once a week for 30 minutes on Wednesday, and you just hop on. We have more of a one-on-one type of scenario. Oh, it's a small group scenario, but you get to ask me questions one-on-one. We have our Digital Marketing School 2.0 that's $549, and it's the program that everybody loves and is taking, and is probably, if not 100%, the best program on the market. I can guarantee that. Outside of that, our last offer that we have is a Done With You Agency program. It's our newest offering where me and my team and group of 30 people get together and work with you to build your agency so that way you get started off on the right foot. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. I'm sorry again for people that are just bored, but I get it. It's Corona. Everybody's bored. And some people have nothing else better to do with their lives on a Thursday night. But we clearly do, so we're going to get back to it. Guys, y'all have a great rest of your week. I will talk to you next Thursday, right? But until then, guys, Serial Entrepreneur out. Later.